Hey there, inspired to be me family, it's Danny here. For those of you who are new and just joining, my name is Danny. I'm a mental health advocate for mental health, along with raising awareness against people who take their own life. And speaking of that, so in my last video, I told you guys that December 5th was a very, very special day for me. Well, today's December 5th, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit more detail of why it's a special day for me. So, in 2012, I ended up on the thinnest thread of life because I had a deadly, severe case of anorexia. And that was no fun. However, when I first ended up in the hospital, on the thinnest thread of life, I wanted nothing to do with the Heavenly Father. I wanted nothing to do with the community. I wanted nothing to do with anybody in the community or this world. Well then, 2 weeks later, I begged them to dismiss me, even though I knew that I wasn't healthy enough to go. I begged them to dismiss me because if I was going to pass, I wanted to pass alone in my bedroom. Well then, obviously that never happened. And I actually got readmitted to the hospital on the thinnest thread of life. But let me tell you the miracle that happened. The night before that I got readmitted, I remember very, very clearly. I remember this. I remember going over to the edge of my bed with my walker. Had no strength left, could barely even talk, and anything like that. And I remember sitting on my bed in a pitch dark room, late at night. And I remember praying this prayer. I prayed, Heavenly Father, if it's in your will to take me, I will freely go. I will let go of everything in this world and come with you. If it's not in your will to take me now, I pray this one request. I pray if I survive this, that I will leave a legacy of surviving 13 straight years with the most deadliest, dangerous mental health disorder that takes a lot of teenage girls' lives, a lot of kids' lives, and a lot of young adults' lives. And I truly, truly believe that it was the Heavenly Father's healing hand that kept me alive, because the last 2 weeks that I was on the thinnest thread of life, on my hospital bed, I wanted everything to do with the community. I wanted everything to do with family. I wanted everything to do with Jesus. And even the nurse, the one that actually was taking care of me previously, was actually the one that actually readmitted me. And she said, Danielle, wow, what made you turn around? And I told her, I said, so when I was here last, which is the first 2 weeks that I was there, I remember laying on the thinnest thread of life in my deathbed. And I remember so clearly asking one of the nurses to close my room door. And she didn't ask why, she didn't ask any questions. She just did it. And that is when I started making my very, very last phone calls to my family through Skype. The first phone call that I made was to my dad. And I had all the words that I wanted to say to him as my last words in my head. But once he connected with me through video chat, I just could not get them out. And that is when I knew for a fact that I had to fight, because there was a lot of people out in the community that were depending on me to pull through this. There were people from my church coming to me the last 2 weeks that I was in there, laying hands on me, praying for me. And I highly believe that that worked. But not only that, I had so much determination. I had so much perseverance. And then 2 weeks later, I finally got to see the next morning sunrise, because I was so out of it for the last month. I didn't recognize anything outside or anything like that. And then after I got dismissed the last 2 weeks from the hospital, I started working for the homeless, babysitting for the homeless moms so they could go out into the community, so they can go out and make money to feed their kids. I did that for about 6 months, and that was my way of giving back. And I really, really miss that. And I still highly, highly want to give back to the community this day. And that's why I'm raising awareness for mental health, is to share my story and to let people know that they're not alone. That's the biggest fear in the mental health world, is people feeling alone, people falling into depression, people taking their own lives because they're not heard. Let's change that. We can change that by sharing this video with your family and with your friends and even your enemies. So, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please, please hit the like button. So I will see you in a couple days from now. As you guys may have known, I just moved into a different apartment. So everything looks like a Hurricane Category 5 has swept through my apartment. But please, please, let's be the change. Let's be the angels in the outfield in disguise. Hello again. So I figured that since it's my 7th year anniversary in recovery from anorexia, I figured that I would share with you guys a little song that I wrote in honor of it. Just a second, let me find it. Actually, rather than a song, I'm going to share with you an article that I wrote. And it's called Unseen Raindrops. And it goes like this. Have you ever felt so hurt mentally that You just wanted to go hide in a dark corner and have a mental breakdown where no one could see your unseen raindrops falling from your eyes. Have you ever seen someone have a mental breakdown in the open and you wanted so badly to go help them, but you just didn't know how? Have you ever felt someone else's emotions while they're having a mental breakdown episode? A couple nights ago, I felt so hurt mentally. I made my apartment pitch dark and crawled into my bed and literally let the unseen raindrops fall into a puddle. I was more frustrated than hurt. However, that is when I remembered, even when I'm going through the ring of fire, I don't stand alone. I go through the ring of fire with the Heavenly Father being my shield. Actually, the number one coping skill to do when you're having a mental breakdown is, in fact, to create a pond, a stream, a lake, or a river of unseen raindrops. Don't let anyone tell you you are weak. You need to stop crying. If crying is the only coping skill you can come up with at that moment, in that second, then use it. Whatever keeps you from having a bloody stain on your shirt, or on the floor, or even on a towel, use it. Just remember, the Heavenly Father used his pure red flesh blood to protect our lives. If you're struggling this holiday, I just want to let you know that you're not alone. That there's many thousands of people hurting like you are this holiday. And if you need to reach out, please reach out. If you're having thoughts of hurting yourself, please reach out to an emergency dispatch. That's what they're there for. They're not there to hurt you. They're not there to lecture you. They're there to care for you, to love on you, to get you the help that you need. So please don't refuse it. You may not like it at first, but if it's the help that you need at the moment, then please, I'm begging you, let them help you. If you like that article, please give it a thumbs up and share this video with your loved ones, even with your enemies and your friends. You may make an impact that you don't even know about. And Sass Kick-Ass family, let's continue to be an angel in disguise in the outfield and help people and not destroy people, please. Let's break that stigma. Talk to you later, alligator.